Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Super Platinum Achievement. I'm Austin.
And I'm Mitch.
And today we are going to do a list of games for you. But first, if you like our stuff, please like and subscribe our content. Please, we really appreciate it. We can find us on also Facebook and Instagram, Super Platinum Achievement. We also have a Twitter. But please, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And Mitch,
that reminds me, we are doing a giveaway.
That means it's free.
$25 to whatever game store you want. That is the Epic Game Store, Steam, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever you want. $25. We'll email you the code, but we need to get to 150 subscribers first, so make sure to subscribe, share with your friends so we can hit that milestone.
And then please just send us a screenshot of that you subscribed and share it to us either on our Facebook page or our Instagram page, which also you should like it. It might help your chances. It actually won't, but please just like in those pages as well. But if you do that, we can actually put you in our drawing, and then we will...
The reason we do that is because when you subscribe, a lot of people have their account set to private on YouTube, and we can't see that you subscribe. We see you as a number, but we can't see you as a subscriber. So got to make sure to send us that I am with the screenshot.
Slide into the DMs for us, please.
We'll get you in there. $25 wherever you want. Back to our regular scheduled programming.
Yes.
The top 10
open world games
of all time, subjective to our opinions.
To what we've played, and it's our opinion still. So because we run this channel,
we do what we want.
So sorry.
Deal with it.
But we kind of do cater to some people on this list.
We do a little bit.
But we will start
number 10.
I'll let you take it away.
Number 10. This is actually one of my favorite games of all time, and that is Dying Light. I am really looking forward to Dying Light 2, which keeps getting delayed. We don't have an official release date.
Does it exist? I don't know. Probably not.
But Dying Light was awesome. Came from the people who made the Dead Island games, and they just perfected the type of gameplay. You got the parkour, you got the hack and slash, just brutal style of killing some zombies.
Techland, right?
Techland, thank you. Techland. Good memory.
That wasn't...
Techland, yes. An awesome, fun game. Number 10, Dying Light. Great open world. You parkour through this big, ruined slum of a city, if you will.
Fighting zombies.
Number 9.
Number 9, for me, this was kind of my pick, was Dragon Age Inquisition. So if you look back, we've had several Dragon Age games, and they've all been pretty good games. But Inquisition came out at a time when there wasn't a lot on the market, because it was right when the last consoles came out, PS4, Xbox One. Not much was out then. I mean, this one game of the year, 2014. Came out, I believe, early 2014. So it was like the first really big game that came out, and it was so well done, and the world is so unique and diverse. Like, each section is different. You got desert, you got forest, you got swamp, you got... I don't know if there's any swamp, but you got stuff like that. You got coastlines, and you have just rock
You've got
formation.
space.
There's space out there, but it was all unique, and then it also was involved with the type of enemies you fought was where you are, and it was such a cool, well done game, and I really, really loved it, and it was actually my favorite game of that year as well. So, Dragon Age Inquisition.
Number 8.
Number 8. This one, honestly, between the two of us, we wanted to put it higher on this list, but we know, popular opinion, we would have had some hate mail if we would have put it above some other games. There's no way that Horizon Zero Dawn is better than these games. Number 8, Horizon Zero Dawn. The open world, it's a great open world. Not as good as some of the open worlds out there, but the game in itself is phenomenal. The story is incredible.
You could still go run anywhere and never use fast travel in the game because you didn't have to, because it was so open. You literally could go to every point, and that's the open world.
Right. So. The reason we were able to justify putting it a little bit further down there is because the world is not as live and living as a lot of these other ones. Yeah. You'd go to a lot of these places, and yes, you got the robots out there that would kill you, but there's not all these little mini villages that you can go to, and there's not as much in the world as there could have been as some of these other games. So it ended up on number 8. Overall game, though, we would have put it higher. Brings us to our number 7.
Number 7.
Number 7 is actually Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So this was kind of, Assassin's Creed's never really been full open world, and I think, number 3 was kind of, you would consider open world.
It's technically an
But
open
Black Flag blew that out of the park, and, it really was open world. You can get in your boat and sail anywhere.
world. Out of the park. Hit it out of the park, blew it out of the water.
I am crossing my things. You blew it out of the park. But it was like you literally could get in your boat and go wherever you wanted on the map. There was nothing stopping you, and there was the little hidden things. You could dive underwater and find stuff down there. You could just go to some random island. There's always maybe a little mini story,
hidden treasure
or
chest,
something.
a little mini side quest.
But so honestly, the best part was just floating around. Your sailors are singing some sailor shanties.
There was a ship, she sailed to Spain. Oh, roll and go, there was a ship, came home again. Bobby's on
What'd you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a
There was something so cool about Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and we actually regard that as one of our top games of all time.
Yes, absolutely. Great open world. What sold it for me for an open world is that you could go underwater and that there is still a world down there. Anywhere on the map that you're on the water, you could dive in, and there might not be anything down there, but you could explore it if you wanted to.
Number 6.
Number 6, though, however, I guess I'll take this one away.
I haven't played it. I'm sorry.
Fallout 3. So we picked Fallout 3 mainly because it's the only one. I mean, I played Fallout 3 several times, and, New Vegas is argued to be a better game, but we just haven't played it. So that's kind of, maybe it'll be an honorable mention, kind of. But Fallout 3 was kind of my first game where I played in this giant open world. And it, I went and visited DC right after this game came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this game it was so well done and so accurately, put into the game of Washington, D.C. And that's kind of why Fallout 3, I think, is special in my heart, because it was a first really one of the big games for me like this, and then it, reaffirmed it when I actually went to Washington, D.C. and realized, wow, they did a really good job of recreating the city. So for me, Fallout 3, number 6, best open world game.
Number 5.
And number 5 is a number 5, and that's Grand Theft Auto 5. This one, personally, not one of our favorite games as a whole, but if we didn't put this on this list, that's where the hate mail would come from. But the world of Grand Theft Auto 5.
I played a ton of Grand Theft Auto 5. I played the story, obviously, but I put so much time into the online.
There's just so much to do.
Where you live in this world is the online. You're always there. This is probably one of my most played games of all time, is the Grand Theft Auto Online, and you live in this world. It's a big game. It's a big deal. It's huge for open world, and, you can't not include it in a list like this.
Yep, it's got to be on there.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4 is actually another Rockstar game, and is Red Dead Redemption 2. So we kind of argued about having Red Dead 1 on here, but we figured we'd have 2 on here because it was a better game.
It improved.
Yeah, all in itself. And the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 was just so well done. All this hidden secrets in the world, all the the maps and the stuff you could learn, just not even doing a mission or story or quest or whatever you want to call it. It's just, the world is alive. There's always stuff to do, and it's the epitome of what you think of an open world game. You get on your horse and just go wherever you want to, and that's why number 4 is
number 4.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Our top 3. This was really difficult to decide. A top 3.
Number 3.
But on number 3, we went with The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Now, this one is so good because the gameplay is one of the best of any game of all time. And for open world games, you can go anywhere. You can climb anything. There's nothing stopping you from going anywhere on the map. The only thing that stops you, when you start out, is you have to start out on the Great Plateau and do the first things and get your paraglider. But after you get that, you can go anywhere. You can climb anything, and the physics in that game make it so you can go super, super high and, cheat the game, which they made to do. It was just so well done. And also one of the biggest maps that exists for open world games. It's huge. Breath of the Wild, amazing game. Also one of my top 10 video games of all time. That is our number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2 is, surprise, surprise, Skyrim. Skyrim is probably a lot of people's number 1 open world game. For us, it's definitely up there. I've put so much time in Skyrim, like shameful amount of time in Skyrim.
There's just so much you can do. Every nook and cranny of this world is filled with something. There's a cave. There's a bandit hideout.
Yeah, you go in there, you find a journal, and you read something, and then you kind of get story of what happened in this cave or whatever. You're like, oh.
And all of a sudden, you're on a 3-hour side quest.
Yeah, like what happened? Where am I? But Skyrim it was so good at doing that. Like, yeah, you could do the stories, you could do the factions, you can do stuff, or you can just go walk around and explore and just kind of discover all the stuff on your own. That's not like tied to a mission, because there's still tons of that in that game. And Skyrim is Skyrim. It's got its jokes, it's got its stuff, but there's a reason why it keeps getting re-released. There's a reason why it has this clout around it. It's because it was such a good game, and it was such a big game for a lot of people, and that's why it's number 2 on our list.
That brings us to the big
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
The Witcher 3.
Yes.
Wild Hunt.
I think this is probably no surprise to anyone if you made it.
One of the greatest games of all time in general.
Yeah.
Needless to say, best open worlds. It's a vast open world.
I am a shameless, or just, I don't know what you would call it, but I have to do everything on a map, and The Witcher 3 is no exception, and I boated to every single question mark in the ocean, and yes, you can boat to Skellige and back.
I didn't know that.
In your little rowboat, and the harpies attack you, and it's a nightmare. But you know what? I did it, because I'm dedicated to open worlds.
Wonderful game. One of the best storylines of open world games out there. The characters are unforgettable.
Yes.
The side quests are so detailed. Out of any side quest in any game I've ever played, they are the best.
I just remember like a side quest you can do, and I literally was like, this is almost a full game of another game.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's so much in that game, and it's like, it's not like a simple side quest that maybe takes you 15 minutes.
The DLC to the game, the Blood and Wine and the Hearts of Stone, those are almost like separate games.
Yeah. So, and that's why, Witcher 3, I think, is probably number 1 on a lot of people's lists, and it's number 1 on both of our lists, because we absolutely love this game.
Yep.
And it's probably one of the best games to come out ever, I think.
Top 3, in my opinion, of best games of all time. But that is our top 10 open world games of all time, according to Super Platinum Achievement. If you like these kinds of videos, make sure to give us that big thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget about our giveaway, so share to other people so we can hit that big 150 mark and do our first giveaway. $25, game store of your choice. Thanks
That's like a whole game. Almost a whole game.
Almost a whole game, depending on what you're getting. If you get some of those Steam sales, that's like 7 games.
Yeah, I mean, you get a Steam gift card. Yeah, unfortunately, the summer sale just ended, but we're always 3 weeks away from the next Steam sale. So,
and you can hang on to it in the next big sale.
Yes,
whatever you want to do with it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stop by again with Super Platinum Achievement. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.